Good morning, Gregg. I reckon there's not that many musicians who play in the morning. I'm one of them. I'll play some songs here that I'm enjoying, I guess, the most right now. And so to kind of demo that and share them with you and reiterate the idea that what I'd like, there's two parts to this. One is that I'll come in and do I think 1 or 2 sessions it will require, like maybe a total of 8 hours, just to make looser recordings of everything I've written, or mostly written, sketched out in the last quite a while. Since last summer, I guess. Just to get those songs on record. And then the B2 is to see if you and I can find a handful of songs that we might like to experiment with and see, can you and I conjure up an enjoyable record. So this one is not completely finished, but I like what I have. I think it's mostly finished. I don't think I have a title yet. Oh, it's called Come May. Been a hard winter, certainly seems that way. I got people I have not seen since I don't know when. And if I'm honest, I don't think about them much. Mostly I seem to be preoccupied with my own stuff. I keep waiting for things to be different. Come May, maybe things will change. You can never know. After dark I go dream, after dark I go dream chasing through the land of a come what may. I'm not really sure what's going on from day to day. I'm not saying that I'm giving up. It's not that way. But something's going on behind the scenes. It's been a hard winter, certainly feels that way. I got people I have not seen since I don't So there's that. I kind of hear a couple of flaws in the arrangement. Whatever. Here's another one. This is an example. I probably got about 4 similar feels, but a kind of an example of something a little more that kind of bouncy feel. Here we all wake at 3:30 in the morning, mind turning over like an engine that just won't quit. When you're gonna learn it's just you and a heating pad. You can close your eyes and drift and just breathe. Well, that's better in your mind's eye. You see a treetop swaying in the summertime. Breeze and the air gentle on your skin. Ain't that a little bit easier when you realize you're up against a real grandmaster? Well, you better learn the rules. Do you really think you can figure out the here and the hereafter? Well, brother, that's a game you gotta lose. And then this part, I wanted to slow it down and then do. Around this lick. And then repeat this piece. When you realize you're up against a real grandmaster, maybe slower like this. Well, you gotta learn the rules. Do you really think you can figure out the here and the hereafter? Well, brother, that's a game you're gonna lose. That's that. I just think that one could be kind of fun to do, challenging maybe in terms of time, you know, getting it organized. But I enjoy it. Rod and I have been working on it. We'll just kind of had a couple of goes at it, and I do this. And he does an ascending. I think, basically, I'm going, and he answers with, and it's kind of fun, whatever, you know, something a little more interesting. I guess part of what I'm trying to go for here, Gregg, is to be interesting. Of course, there's this one. You know that one. So the only thing to talk about there is the arrangement. I kind of thought, I didn't want to sing this part like, you've heard it a million times, living in a land of lies. Although it's kind of the hook, I don't want to repeat it too much. So I thought sometimes in the song it would just be, just play it. You know, you could do something, I suppose, on guitar, whatever, like figure something out. So it's just arrangement for that, which this requires your skill set. Because really, I don't, I think you hear things and arrange them in your brain, in your arranger's brain. And I don't quite like that. All I know is I have a sense if I sing this part, heard it a million times, it feels too much. Living in a land of lies. It makes sense for me to start it that way and then to do the verse. Look, I'll play the whole thing, just you've heard it a million times, living in a land of lies. You've seen it with your own eyes, living in a land of lies. And the distance from the things you see, and the way you know they're supposed to be. And it's getting harder for you to look away, and your heart's gonna break trying to think of something you could say. And even Jesus Christ would not abide, living in a land of lies. And this is where I thought we'd just play it. And underneath the rubble, babies cry for a drop of water on their tongue, and their mothers weep and wail for what this world has done. And there are monsters, and they'll look you in your eyes, and they will tell you that this was justified. They'll tell you God is on their side. And even Jesus Christ would not abide, living in a land of lies. I haven't even clocked that out, Gregg. I mean, it seems to me it might be very short. Anyway, that's what we've got there. Here's another one. I'm going to just move the capo up one. I think I sing it better in E flat. And this is a similar theme, I suppose. There was a time in this country, people looked up in the sky and they dreamed. Now they look down in their hands, distracted. I don't know what it means, but up in the sky, the stars wait on your wonder. I gotta fix my capo. There was a time in this country, people looked up in the sky and they dreamed. Now they look down in their hands, distracted. I don't know what it means, but up in the sky the stars are waiting on your wishes. And if you ever get tired and you wonder what you're missing, heaven is a holding out for all the lonely humans. I don't know anybody over the age of 8 who acts like they're even half happy. When people aren't fighting, they're pretending that they're certain in their thinking. The lying, the hurting, make you wanna cry. But up in the sky, the stars are waiting on your wishes. And if you ever get tired and you wonder what you're missing, heaven is a holding out for all the lonely humans. And we're running out of time to stem the tide of meanness. You better extend your hand to your brothers and your sisters, and heaven is a holding out for all the lonely humans. There was a time in this country, people looked up in the sky and they dreamed. So there's that, and I quite like it. So that's why I'm throwing it in there. Here's another example of that bouncy. I've got the capo here, it doesn't matter. This is the feel. It's just a fun feel, Gregg. Here's a little news. You got nothing to lose. Leave your troubles behind for a minute. Let your worries slide. Let your blues run and hide. Get yourself outside. Get a little fresh air. These days get up in your face, but these days don't last. They go by pretty fast. You gotta tell yourself you're gonna be okay. Days get up in your face, but these days won't last. They'll go by pretty fast. You gotta tell yourself you're gonna be okay. Here's a little news. You got nothing to lose. Leave your worries behind for a minute. Leave your troubles behind for a minute. Leave your troubles behind for a minute. And here's another one, similar feel. Welcome to my afternoon. I daydream the morning away. I don't really know what I am doing. I hope that that's okay. Sometimes it seems like I'm out to sea, and then I hope you come and see about me, see about me. I don't wanna go outside. It's cold and it's rainy and gray. I just wanna stay right here, play my guitar all day. Welcome to my afternoon. I daydream the morning away. Welcome to my afternoon. I daydream the morning away. Welcome to my afternoon. So, okay, that's the bounce. And listen, I quite like it. If I was more organized and or more confident, these are some tunes I'd do at the open mic. But it's a bit unusual, you know, for me. You know, you kind of know my style, so it would be pretty. I mean, eventually I'm gonna, because they're fun. I also think, Gregg, well, I wonder, I'm curious about your reaction. I think, for me, these songs are kind of insubstantial to lay a certain judgment on them. like along with that sort of bouncy, light, breezy feel. They're kind of intended to just be that. But I thought maybe the challenge for us and for you in particular would be to see what you imagined in terms of a record. How would you present that? That kind of feel. Here's a little news, you got nothing to lose. Leave your troubles behind for a minute. Let your worries slide, let your blues run in high, and take yourself outside, get a little fresh air. I mean, I think it's got some pretty cool chords. These days get up in your face. These days get up in your face. Anyhow, those are a couple with bounce. This other one. When I was young, I was never in a hurry. I was always happy just to come in last. I never thought life should be a competition. When I was young, I smoked grass. When I was done with the grass, started on the pill. I made a study out of going downhill. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I was due May 15th, but I didn't get born till June 22. My daddy was hoping for a daughter. When he saw my face, he hit me with the shoe. When you was in school, following the rules, I was in the backseat acting like a fool. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I got my first job working in a car wash. I thought I'd finally arrived. I blew up some poor lady's transmission, supposed to be in neutral, put it in drive. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. Most people want a wife and a children, a house in the country and a fancy red car. I just wanted a wallet full of credit cards and about 15 guitars. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. That's, I played that once. You thought it was kind of fun, and it is kind of fun. It's a bluegrass scales exercise, basically. When I was young, I was never in a hurry. I was always happy just to come in last. Never thought life should be a competition. When I was young, I smoked grass. When I was done with the grass, started on the pills. I made a study out of going downhill. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I was due May 15th, but I didn't get born till June 22. My daddy was hoping for a daughter. When he saw my face, he hit me with a shoe. When you was in school, studying the rules, I was in the back acting like a fool. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I got my first job working in a car wash. I thought I'd finally arrived. I blew up some lady's transmission. It was supposed to be in neutral, but I put it in drive. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. Most people want a wife and a children, a house in the country, and a fancy red car. I only wanted a wallet full of credit cards and just about 15 guitars. I'm not cool if a winning is your scene. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. I'm a one-man mediocrity machine. That's fun, but I don't know, I don't know. It's fun to play. It's a good exercise. Let me see what else I've got that's sort of semi-serious. Okay, so this is useful, Gregg, because it is helping me kind of sort out in my own mind. So far, I think, living in a land of lies, maybe more of a worthy somehow. Funny. It's funny trying to assign some relative value to these things, and I think you agree with that. I like this one. There was a time in this country people looked up in the sky and they dreamed. But up in the sky the stars are waiting on you. I like that. There's a couple others here. I'm going to play this one in E. Sang a bird song looking up. I wonder if she'll remember. Mama made the bird's wings flap, flap, looking down at Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. My brother walked Camino all across the north of Spain. He was looking for healing for his troubled heart. He walked out in the dark in the morning, left a stone up on a hill. High up on a hill, he lay his burden down. And when he got to Santiago, he kept walking shining sea. let these screens be our fireplace, and we throw our memories in, throw our memories in, throw our memories in. Festus went to Ireland looking for new memories. He met the people of the boat, walked along a trail, left his photographs up on the universal wall, there for one and all. Let these cameras be our eyes, let these screens be our fireplace, and we'll throw our memories in, throw our memories in, throw our memories in. Lily sang the bird song looking up. I wonder if she'll remember Mama made the bird's wings flap, flap, looking down at Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. I'm pretty fond of that one, Gregg. So I guess I would put an asterisk or some kind of notation to sort of emphasize that. I'm fond of that song. I think it would be I think that might also challenge you in terms of what you might imagine to tell that story, you know, musically, what you might hear. Lily sang the bird song looking up. I wonder if she'll remember Mama played. Mama made the bird's wings flap, flap, looking down at Lily's eyes, shining like the sea. Lily's eyes were shining like the sea. Brother walked Camino all across the north of Spain. He was looking for healing for his troubled heart. Walked out in the dark in the morning. He left a stone up on the hill, high upon a hill, lay his troubles down. When he got to Santiago, he kept a walking to the shining sea. Let these cameras be our eyes, let these screens be our fireplace, and we'll throw our memories in, throw our memories in, throw our memories in. Festus went to Ireland looking for new memories. He met the people of the boat. He walked a crooked trail. He put his photographs on the universal wall, there for one and all. So I like that. And then there's another one, Gregg, that I'm fond of. And I want to do this one. One way or the other, but this is kind of, this is for Linda. darling companion, I've been meaning to say, you kept me from fading into some kind of sad scene. I was your lover, time made me your friend, sent you from out of the blue. And I can still feel that electrical shock running through me when you brushed up against me, walking into the park 35 years ago. Darling companion, keep dreaming them big dreams you wrote about in the Christmas cards that we put on the mantle as the years go by. And I can still feel that electrical shock running through me, and you brushed up against me, walking into that park 35 years ago. Oh, my darling companion, keep dreaming them big dreams you wrote about in those Christmas cards we put on the mantle as the years go by. So I like that song. I like to play it, and yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not counting here, but they're kind of, when I open up the channel, songs come through. Here's another one. A feel for this. I got a few where the feel is not quite like consistent. Don't forget, put the clocks ahead an hour, babe. We're making up for lost time, and I'll be sure I'll leave lots of hot water, babe, so you can take a shower before you go to work. And as for me, like any day, I'm just about halfway from misery to paradise. And you know what they say about better and worse, babe. Some days you get the elevator, some days you get the shaft. But that's just the rain. We're waiting on a sunny day, babe, bound to come sooner or later. Please drive safe. I'll catch you on the flippity flip. We'll find something good to watch on Netflix. Fall asleep on the couch, just about half was up all night, making a bed bounce, expending precious bodily fluids. Now we keep our teeth in a couple of glasses on the bedside table, make a love to our devices, but that's okay. You and I got mutually compatible lower expectations, and we're just about halfway from misery to paradise, going all the way. Misery to paradise, misery to paradise, misery to paradise. So don't forget, put the clocks ahead an hour, babe. We're making up for lost time, and I'll be sure to leave lots of hot water, babe, so you can take a shower before you go to work. I like that song. You know, it might, my sense is it might take a lot of work to beat that into some kind of recognizable, consistent shape. But then on the other hand, Gregg, I mean, part of what might be required or prescribed here would be to capture like a good take and then build something, because these songs won't be really, they're not going to have the kind of the life cycle of a song in that construct you and I have grown up with and lived with. They're not going to be performed and, you know, over and over and over again, so that they're kind of, they gain their shape and that way. That's not going to happen. So therefore, if we're able, it's more like catching sort of lightning or some kind of firefly in a bottle, I think. And so there it is, you know, and then it can be listened to, and then, oh, you know, if we listen to songs from our record, I that's what it's like, circling, whatever, you know, they're there, and that's the song. So I like that song. I would say that. I think this is probably a more important song for me. Michael hammers leather on a bench in the back of a van. He is here for a time beyond the border, left in Boulder, Colorado, by a woman on the move. He took his tools to San Francisco. Hate Street was more than he could handle. Acid madness everywhere. He closed his eyes, lay his finger on the map. So you drink until you tumble, roll underneath the stars, dance till the birds bring the sunrise. Michael, child, your daddy lied, packed a bag in the night, You're back to the wall, one eye on. I'm not sure what the word is there. So you drink until you tumble, roll underneath the stars, and you dance till the birds bring the sunrise. Boots and belts, buckles and bags in the back of a gas town shop, hammering, keep the dogs of pain away. You luck on bad cards, played wrong, family come, and then gone again. That demon took away the child. So you drink until you tumble, roll underneath the stars, dance till the birds bring the sunrise. Drink to drown the sorrow that visits you in the night, and imagine 50 years down the line. Michael ran down to Sedona, chasing the Appaloosa, like the song says, remain forever young. Your dreams elude you, Michael, it's a voodoo, and the stars fall out of the sky. So you drink until you tumble, roll underneath the stars, you dance till the birds bring the sunrise. You drink to drown the sorrow to visit you in the night, and you imagine 50 years down the line, Michael. That's funny, eh? When I come around to that, Gregg, that's that feels to me like an important song for me. I think I did a good job on that song, telling a story. So I think maybe underline that one. There's more. Yeah, that song transports me a little bit. Maybe, maybe that's enough. I mean, I'm almost at an hour here. Like that might be plenty for our consideration for now. And then the other ones, I will do in the other ones that come to mind. I'll do in one of the longer sessions. Dawn's breaking, here comes another day for me and you. I wish it could be another way for what we're going through. Sometimes you wish you had the cards to make a winning hand, but when you don't, you got to fold. I hope you understand. Time has a habit of going the way it's gonna do you and me, like leaves gathered by the wind, and we can ride. Time has a habit of going the way it's gonna do you and me, like leaves in the wind, we can ride. Okay, there it is, my friend. Not quite an hour. I'm going to upload this to YouTube at some point and then just get it to you, and you can have a listen. Okay, talk soon.